morning, everyone, and happy Sunday. Hope everybody's having a great Sunday so far. Today's going to be really hot and humid. Folks in a few areas are going to be under dangerous heat potentially. So please stay safe, stay hydrated. Don't spend a lot of time outside, maybe without having some water, taking a break in the shade or in the air conditioning. And a good reminder to know the signs of the difference between heat exhaustion and heat stroke. Normally, heat exhaustion is some kind of cramping, a lot of sweating, not feeling well. Um, However, when you have heat stroke, which is a medical emergency, normally your skin is really dry, it's really hot to the touch, and it's really the no sweating and the hot to the touch that you really know it could be heat stroke. And then eventually that results in some nausea and vomiting. And that, again, is a medical emergency. You need to call 911. And I think it's good to know the difference because you could potentially save someone's life. But this morning, let's talk more about the mugginess that is Concord Motor Speedway. Good morning, or Charlotte Motor Speedway in Concord. Good morning, Kelsey. Good morning, Michael. Hopefully everyone's having a great morning so far. See if the graphics are going to progress. Gotta love it. Oh, there we go. So, no rain to really cool us off this morning. And really, I think that's going to be a continuing trend by this afternoon, too. We really only have a stray shower and storm potential by the second half of the day. But one of the reasons why we are so warm and muggy over the next few days is we still have high pressure and control across most of the deep south. And this is allowing for that high pressure to kind of suppress still the storm activity. However, the rotation around the high, the south to southwesterly wind, really pumps in a lot of heat and humidity. So on the one hand, you have high pressure kind of lowering our storm potential, not always zero, but definitely lowering, whereas the hot and humid air sticks around. And that's oftentimes what you need to really get these above average heat index values before we eventually do see storms return by Monday and Tuesday. So high pressure, one of the big reasons why we are so darn hot today. Heat advisories do remain in effect for Mecklenburg County, Gaston County, Union, Anson, York, Chester, Lancaster, Chesterfield, and Richmond counties. This is from this morning. Officially, it's at 11 a.m., but essentially from this morning until 8 p.m. Now, you'll notice that we're not the only ones who are seeing this. In fact, most of the Deep South has been this way for weeks now. There's an excessive heat warning, which is even hotter for areas further south there down toward Charleston and areas along the immediate coastline in South Carolina. And then you take a wider view across most of the region and you can see southern Georgia into Florida, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Louisiana, southern Oklahoma, and into Texas. And depending on where you are, some of these excessive heat warnings are for heat index values surpassing 115 degrees. So really the heat is no joke. If you have friends, family in this area, make sure that they are weather aware and know about the heat. And for us locally, this could be the hottest stretch of the year so far. 95 degrees is the forecast high today, 96 tomorrow, and our hottest of the year so far is 95. So if we match it today, we're tying number one, and if we break it tomorrow, we get a new number one. But of course, it's the heat index. It's more important. The feels like temperature. This is, what the humidity makes it feel like on your skin when you add in the heat and the humidity because it prevents you essentially from sweating and being able to cool off. 105 today, 107 tomorrow, both days resulting in a heat advisory. Tuesday going to be a little bit better, but 103 degrees. It's probably going to be really hard to tell the difference between that and what we're seeing over the next 2 days. So please stay safe. Again, stay hydrated. Make sure you're staying weather aware over the next few days. And I have those heat exhaustion and heat stroke different analyses here coming up. There you go. So faint, dizzy, excessive sweating, cool, pale, clammy skin, nausea, vomiting, rapid, weak pulse, muscle cramps for heat exhaustion. And again, heat stroke is a medical emergency. You would want to dial 911. Could you lose consciousness? Your pulse is rapid and strong, nausea, vomiting also, but the hot, dry body temperature you'll probably notice, and the no sweating. Those will probably be the first two things. And of course, typically people do get a throbbing headache versus being dizzy. So again, I have these posted over on my Twitter page. It's on our website, wcnc.com. I just think it's important to know so you could potentially save someone's life. Now, eventually, we are going to see some of those storms help cool us off a little bit by late Monday and into Tuesday, but really storm activity is few and far between for your Sunday. You can see things are nice and dry for the majority of the day. We will see more clouds by the second half of today, and then here we are tomorrow afternoon as we'll be tracking a line of thunderstorms moving through the area. This is going to promote the risk for some heavy rain, frequent lightning, gusty wind, and maybe even some small hail, especially for portions of the mountains, foothills, and the northern Piedmont by about 4 o'clock tomorrow. And then, of course, you can see a few few more storms returning for Tuesday morning, kind of like multiple rounds of storms, it looks like, through Monday afternoon, evening, and then again for Tuesday morning. And after all that mess, the frontal boundary is going to move through and will bring us some slight relief. But at least for tomorrow, this risk is for essentially Monday afternoon through Tuesday morning. There is again that low risk for a few isolated strong to severe thunderstorms. This will be more of like a run of the mill, though, typical summertime pattern where we oftentimes see thunderstorms, but very often you'll have a few of those becoming strong to severe. It just is dependent on the time of day, the lift, the instability as that front is moving through. So your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, you can quickly sum it up like this. Heat, humidity, this story the next 2 days. We have a heat advisory for most of the Charlotte metro area and south today. We will likely see that again tomorrow as the feels like temperatures are going to be just out of control. This again would be the hottest stretch of the year so far, potentially hottest days of the year so far with the air temperature, but also with the heat index value. Things will get a little bit better by Wednesday, Thursday, and then long range models do indicate that we will warm back up as we enter the second half of this week and heading into the weekend, next weekend. So everybody stay safe, stay hydrated, stay weather aware. And I just encourage everybody to just take those precautions. You know your body better than anybody. If you're going to be, out going for a walk, I don't know, just like let a family member, a friend know so they know to kind of watch out for you if you haven't come back, things like that. It is going to be dangerously hot. Heat is the number one weather-related killer in the United States of people because it's really hard to see heat. It's hard to quantify it. It's hard to even explain it or even show you what it feels like. So please stay safe today. Stay weather aware. And you can get updates throughout the day over on our website, WCNC.com. You can watch any newscast that's previously happened there or on Queen City Loop on YouTube. And last but certainly not least, download our WCNC Charlotte mobile app. You can track the heat today and the return of storms as well as the heat again on Monday. Have a great rest of your Sunday, everybody.